The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, summarized. Today we'll be unpacking one of the most important books of the 20th century, regardless of genre. Often I'll delve into the inner workings of the biography of the author, shining a ray of context onto the lesson. Though I'll leave most of his story for you to find on your own for this lesson, which will be easy. There has been so much written about Stephen, as is true for all iconoclasts. Just trust me in saying he is a profound figure. This is because he first codified the 7 most important and profound meta skills necessary for all success. What makes a great chef the same as an entrepreneur, the same as a dancer, the same as a mother or father, a carpenter or a salesman? What do they all have in common? Because if we're able to unpack these lessons and then we will share in their wealth, applying them to our own context and systems, then consciously, step by step, moment by moment, changing our lives. So let's begin, shall we? Habit number 1, be proactive. The best way to understand this habit is to do the opposite of its corollary, meaning don't react. The world will throw you curveballs. You are not going to get that sale you thought was a surefire guarantee. Your spouse will get angry at you for a reason you think is unjustified. You will fail at work. You will come upon traffic. You will be insulted. You will be compared and judged. It will rain. It will be too hot. Someone else who is less deserving will get whatever, and you will not. The government will make a bad decision. The market will crash. All of this is 100% going to happen, and we know this. Even seemingly lesser, though, still just as important feelings will come upon you, like you will not want to go work out. You will feel lazy on the weekends. You will feel your ego telling you not to be vulnerable. And on the story goes. The story of life, which will always, let me be clear, will always disappoint you. So much so that there is an entire religion dedicated to this idea. Buddhism. It argues that life is suffering, and our job, therefore, is simply to stop desiring, since, we'll always be let down. Which, if that's your thing, then that's fine. I'm not here for a spiritual discussion, though I am here to say that despite all of this, you must, as Stephen suggests, step into the gap, meaning there is a stimulus. Something happens in your life. And there is a natural or instinctual reaction to that stimulus, though it's often the unhealthy decision. Instead, then, you need to learn to be proactive. You need to learn to step in between stimulus and response and choose how to act, rather than simply letting your animal brain react. Because let's get serious here. In order to be successful, you need to be in control, because it's not luck that will get you there. You are not a victim. You have not been given a plight. No, this is the wrong way to think about life. Instead, you need to be proactive. Choose to choose, which is not easy, by the way, because it puts the onus on you. It's much easier to complain about how everyone in the world out there is holding you down. That is so very easy. It's much riskier to take control, because if you do, then everything is your fault, which is tough. But it's also the only path to freedom. You want to be a hero? Then be a hero. Habit number 1, be proactive. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. This is actually a philosophical thought experiment. Here, Stephen suggests that you imagine that you're at your own funeral, and then imagine that 4 people each give a speech about the impact that you had on their lives. Someone from your family speaks to how you were as a father or mother, sister or brother. Then someone from your company speaks about how you were as a coworker and a leader. Then someone from your community, what did you impart? Then one of your friends. How did you act within your closest inner circle? And then, in real life, deep down, get super intense with yourself. Are you proud of what they said? And if not, then what would you wish they said about you? What would you hope that they would say about you? Were you healthy? Heroic? Kind? Gentle though powerful? How were you as a leader, a father or mother, a friend, a member of the community? Did you give more than you received? Did you change things or simply live and die? Asking these questions and then answering them in how you would want them to answer, if done correctly, will act as a series of guideposts to move you forward in your life, in every situation. Are you creating a legacy? Are you? If not, then change. Because remember, everything happens twice. First in your mind, then in reality. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. Habit number 3, put first things first. Now, this lesson has been beaten nearly to death in the success literature, but that doesn't mean we should dismiss it. Contrarily, when you hear something over and over again, you should further pay attention. Lean into the mantras, listen closely to the tried and true lessons, for they will guide you home. And so, true is it with this habit. Basically, here's what you need to do every single day. Make a list of the things that, if you did them, would improve your life, and then do those things every day. So, by the way, let me give you a bit of a hint. This means that you should eat a healthy diet every day. And if you're coming at me by saying that you don't know what that means, you're lying. It means eat whole foods, vegetables and good meat, and stop eating stuff in a can or in a box. It's not that hard to understand. It's just hard to do. But the best way to do it is to, again, put first things first. Like your body, like your health. You should prioritize, therefore, also your physical fitness. You should prioritize your family. You should prioritize love and community. You should prioritize executing the most difficult and important task of the day. And first thing, every single day. Because these are the actions that compound. For example, on a Saturday, maybe one less football game. In exchange for a 3-hour class on how to optimize your Facebook ads, or in exchange of that television show on Tuesday night, go on a Tuesday night run. Make your life a series of useful and benevolent rituals, for this is the only way. Habit number 3, put first things first. Habit number 4, think win-win. So Stephen explains it this way. Either you and your competitor, or you and your friend, or you and your spouse, or you and your coworker, whomever. Either you both lose, they win and you lose, you win and they lose, or you both win. Those are the only choices. So he implores you in every situation, in all situations, choose win-win. This means collaboration instead of competition. This means having a growth mindset. This means knowing that there is pie big enough for everyone, that rising tides raise all boats, that money doesn't even really exist. It's just created out of thin air. All of us will have more of it, and all at the same time. This is really the definition of inflation, meaning the world is always creating more and more value for itself via technology and improved efficiencies in the market. So stop with the winner-take-all BS. This might get you a small win, though it will do nothing for your legacy. For karma is real, my friend. Maybe not as a spiritual force, but surely as a residual of your network. People remember. The market remembers. Customers remember. So be a champion of win-win. Always give. In every and all moments, give. Period. Habit number 4. Think win-win. Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This one is also a bit of a no-brainer. But so many times our egos get in the way. Instead of learning, we try to puff out our chest to show how much we know and how worthy we are, though this is all simply masked insecurity. So instead of being insecure in moments, trying to show off or get some social reward cure, instead, listen, and then listen some more. The more you understand others, the more you empathize with them, the better you'll be able to communicate with them. Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit number 6, synergize. This is a fancy word, but it basically means that you should look to cooperate as often as possible, though in this case, not for some spiritual altruism, but because in the real world it logically makes sense to do so. The example Stephen uses is this. Imagine you and someone else are both too short to reach the apples of an apple tree. 1 + 1 = 2, but 2 is not enough. Whereas, what if you stood on each other's shoulders? In this case, 1 + 1 = 3. This is synergizing. This is combining the efforts of two people to create a greater good. For example, I am able to read and synthesize books. I am able to write these scripts and read them to you, though I cannot code the website that allows you to download them, nor can I make the computer I use to type this, nor the microphone I'm currently speaking into, nor do I even know how to edit my voice to make it sound more exciting and bold, to edit out the times which I mess up, which you never hear, by the way. And yet, this finished product is what it is, because we have synergized. We have used each other's primary skill sets and made each other better for it. And so too should you. Remember, 1 + 1 = 3. And now on to my favorite habit, sharpen the saw. Let me paint a picture for you. There are two men in the forest, both hacking down at respective trees, though they have two very different approaches. One is hacking, has a furrowed brow, and sweat dripping down from his tense muscles. He's a hard worker, sure, but he's also making very little progress, while his counterpart is slowly but surely sharpening his saw. "Why don't you sharpen your saw?" he asked the other man. "Sharpen my saw?" The tired man scoffs. "I don't have time to sharpen my saw. I'm cutting down this tree." All the while, after the second man is finished sharpening his saw, he cuts the tree like butter, then on to the next, then on to the next. And by the way, this is not the tortoise and the hare. This is very different. This is like the tortoise letting the hare go while he builds a Ferrari. The hare may win in the short term, but as soon as the tortoise has his engine built, he's gone. So too must you approach your life in the same way. So too must you focus your attention every single day on getting better, on improving. Don't have time to read? Not true. Don't have time to learn something new? Not true. Don't have time to stretch your boundaries, to practice a new skill? Not true. The truth is you're simply not prioritizing it. You are the sad, albeit hard-working lumberjack in the forest, too foolish to realize that if he would only sharpen his saw, he could make his life a lot easier. And by the way, this applies to all aspects of your life. Sharpen the saw of your relationships, your career, your community, your health, your mind. The more you do this, the further you'll be ahead. I promise. So there you have it. The 7 habits of highly effective people. As usual, I hope that helped. Thanks for listening.